Hi, my name is Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, Sasha Reads, and this is my magical readathon TBR. So, month of April is finally here. Not finally, it's come up too quick. I can't believe 4th month. That's just insane. I still haven't completed everything on my March TBR. I don't think I even did a video for March, so's about it. But we're here. Magical readathon. I have like 8 books that has to be on this list, and I've tried to put them in. So some things I am stretching, but we'll see how we go. I am doing all of the prompts for the syllabus. I'm still having trouble finding a zodiac recommendation one. I'm a Leo, so if you have any recommendations for me, let me know. All the ones that I have seen so far is something I'm not really interested at this point in time, or I don't own it and I'm trying to go through all these unread books. So let's just get into it, shall we? Okay, first of all, for alchemy, we have to read a book with a circle on the cover, and I'm choosing The Scarlet Alchemist. I thought that was such a cool pick for the alchemy prompt, just because, yes, as you can see, there's probably tons of circles on the cover here. There's none on the naked cover, but that is a-okay. This is by Kylie Lee Baker. She has written one of my favorite duologies, The Keeper of Night, because that was very morally grey and just real stabby female main character, which is what I love. And this is the Fairy Loot edition, so very cool. This is about Zealand, who dreams of being a royal alchemist, but for now she scrapes a living practicing an illegal form of alchemy, resurrecting the dead for a price. She's then offered the chance to travel to the capital and complete the imperial exams, facing a series of dangerous tasks that she'll be lucky to survive, let alone pass. A stunning young adult fantasy set in the alternate Tang Dynasty China from the author of Keeper of Night. Next prompt for the animal studies is Yellow Title, and I'm going to be choosing The Kingdom of Copper by S.A. Chakraborty. There is a read-along happening right now hosted by a book fan named Mel and a couple other people. I am rereading City of Brass at the moment, but this will be my first read of Kingdom of Copper. So I'm very excited to find out what's going to happen after the events of City of Brass and what's going to happen to Nari and Dara. So yes, very excited for that. As you can see, I'm trying to read books off my TBR, like off my physical TBR. So I actually have books here to show you and not just pictures on the screen. Next is The Art of Illusion. So a book with game or play in the title, and I'm going to be reading The Family Game by Catherine Steadman. This is the only book that had game in the title that I could find. It's about Harriet Reed, who is a novelist on the brink of literary stardom. She's newly engaged to Edward Holbeck, the heir of a powerful family. And though Edward has long tried to sever ties with them, news of the couple's imminent marital bliss has the Holbecks inching back into their lives. As Harriet is drawn to their lavish world, the family seems perfectly welcoming. So when Edward's father, Robert, hands Harriet a tape of a book he's been working on, she's eager to listen. But as she presses play, it's clear that this isn't just a novel, it's a confession. A confession to a grisly crime, a murder, and suddenly the game is in motion. Feeling isolated and confused, Harriet must work out if this is part of a plan to test her loyalty, or something far darker. What is it that Robert sees in her? Why give her the power to destroy everything? This might be a game to the Holbeck family, but for Harriet, losing might prove deadly. So I think I remember Riley doing a vlog of this, and I think she gave it like 3 or 4 stars. But I'm very excited to pick this up. This is set in like Christmas time too, I believe. Next is Conjuration. So do a color wheel. So I did a random color wheel spinner doodad thing and it landed on pink, and which was very helpful because I will be reading Flawless by Elsie Silver because there is a Chestnut Springs along happening at the moment. I know that Brittany from Brittany Loves Reading is co-hosting it, so I'll link everyone down below. But Elsie Silver is coming to Babe next year, so I'm very excited to read this and then to meet her. But I've also, like, everyone raves about these cowboys, so I'm very excited, very, very excited to pick this up. Bull Rider, and he's babysitter, or it's like his agent's daughter. It says, I thought the babysitter was for the Bull Rider's kid, but maybe the babysitter's for him. Now I'm confused. Either way, I'm very excited. Next prompt is Demonology, so a book you didn't pay for. Just picked this up from the library. So Let Them Burn by Camilla Cole. So this is the April book pick for the Full Moon Book Club, hosted by readathon. This has dragons on it, so I'm very excited. I have no idea what it's about. I just grabbed it because I'm trying to participate in every single one of Jan's book club picks this year. So it's working out so far. I did miss March, but there is a pick coming up that I have already read, so I'm going to read March's pick then. I think that's how I'm going to do it. Either which way, Aaron Vincent can channel the power of the gods. 5 years ago, she used her divine magic to liberate her island from its enemies, the dragon-riding Langley Empire. But now Farron is all powered up with no wars to fight. She's a legend to her people and a nuisance to her neighbours. So Farron's older sister, Elara, forms a bond with an enemy dragon. And the only way to break that bond is to kill her sister. This just sounds so good, and I just love this cover so much. Also another yellow title, which is very cool. The next prompt was, well, next class is Elemental Studies. So read a book with Source of Light on the cover, and I'm going to be picking up Bride by Ali Hazelwood because there is a moon right there, and the moon lights up the night. I am already 50 pages into it because I started it last weekend and then haven't picked it up since. But this is the Baby Chaos book club pick for the month of April, so I'm very excited to read this with Shani and everyone else. This is about a vampire and a werewolf. They're like warring families. Marriage of convenience. And I think there's something else afoot. So very excited to continue on with this. The next one was a random number in the title generator. I did pick a number between 5 and 20, and it shows 20. And I was like, oh crap. I was hoping for 18. But I did find a book with 20 letters in the title, and that is These Deathless Shores by P.H. Lowe. So, pretty sure that's 20. These is 5. Deathless is 19. No, 9. And then Shores is 6. Yes, cool. Math. So this is a physical arc. So thank you so much, Angry Robot Books, by the way, for sending this out to me. I'm very excited to pick it up. It is a richly told fantasy reimagining of Captain Hook's origin story, woven through with magic, lost innocence, and the indelible power of stories. Jordan dreams of the days when she was a lost boy, flying high with Peter Pan on the addictive power of dust. Now she's 22 and barely hanging on. The drug she's using to self-medicate her dust withdrawal has stopped working, and she doesn't have much time before the addiction runs its course. Her last days are approaching and fast. Very exciting to see that Captain Hook, I feel like Jordan is going to be Captain Hook if it's an origin story. So I'm excited to see how that ends up playing out. But it's around 450 pages. So it's going to be hard reading physically, but I believe in myself, and I hope you believe in me too. Next is Artificery, which is a lock or key on the title / cover. I am going to be reading Releasing Maladek by Victoria Aveline. If this is the cover I'm remembering, Maladek is behind bars, so there's got to be a lock on that cover somewhere. Too bad if there isn't. That's what I'm doing. So this is a novella in the Clarkanian world based on Maladek, and we have met him earlier, but he was kind of a baddie. So I'm excited to see his thoughts and feels, and if we're going to meet his mate, because it's a romance. They're all going to have mates in these books. I've been reading this with all the peeps in Meredith's Discord, which has been such a fun time. I still haven't read this month's yet, but hopefully I'll catch up. The next prompt is the inscription prompt, is write down 3 titles and then throw them in a jar and then pick one. But I don't have a jar, so I'm just gonna like... Alright, let's have a look. What does that say? Oh, the Soul Thief. I can't read my own handwriting. The Soul Thief. Okay, awesome. That works out. My other 2 picks were either the Blessed by the Maiden, or The Reckoning. The Reckoning, damn, I wish The Reckoning won because that's actually a buddy read. that's going on this TBR anyway. But The Soul Thief is by Madeline Tavou, and I will be meeting her again in April. Fingers crossed for Supernova. I don't actually know if I'm going anymore. Things have happened that's just out of my control. Anyway, this is the sequel to The Assassin Thief, which landed on a very big cliffhanger. So I'm very excited to probably cry and probably rage as well. But yeah, this is like a fantasy, fans of Throne of Glass, and if you like morally grey main characters and stabby females, cool artwork. Because, like, look. So that's our main character, Telium. She is Tenebrous Kin. She is a Bamp. And then these are the two gods of the world. You've got Tenebrous. And I'm so sorry, I can never remember this one's name. But they're both so beautiful. And, like, how can you, like, not? After seeing this artwork, how do you, like, not want to read this book? Seriously. Lore is to reread The Legend of Dia, which I read while doing this. So I'm going to have to read it again. Prediction bingo for psionics and divination. I'm going to be picking up Our Share of Night by Mariana Enriquez. This is on my 12 Recs by 12 Friends list, and I'm choosing this one for April. So this was recommended to me by Erin over at Sheepers and Shelves. She's chonky. She was also gifted to me by Erin over at Sheepers and Shelves. So thank you so much, Erin. But this is a horror. Jesus. So this is a blurb by Alan Moore. Our Share of Night conjures a poetry of dread, artfully employing the vocabulary of supernatural horror as the one voice capable of articulating Argentina's unspeakable history. With realism in its magic and magic in its realism, this is a magnificent accomplishment. Sounds so good. Looks so chunky. This is tentatively going to be a buddy read with Jan. I know she has a lot of things on her plate in April and just in general. So we did talk about it, but like we both suck at buddy reads. So I'm not that worried, but I will definitely try to read this in April. Restoration pick was a book that you think could cure slumps. I don't actually know because I haven't read this book yet, but this was the pick for Nell's book club, Nell Diamond, and this is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I reserved it at the library, and then I went to look, see if the reservation's there, and it looks somebody had picked it up. So it's quite rude if you ask me, but I did reserve it at like 11 o'clock at night, so maybe they just hadn't got to reserving it quite yet. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. So hopefully that will come to me soon, because I'm trying to do like the one book club / buddy read a month for Bookamon. I don't actually know what The Naturals is about. It's giving me YA thriller vibes, like that cover. Also the same author as The Inheritance Games, which I haven't read either. I'm excited to join in for Nell's book club and just read a new book. This is actually published, I think, back in 2013, if I'm remembering right. Either which way, I'm excited to pick it up and join a new book club. And then last but not least, we've got Shapeshifting. So read a book by an author who blurbed your last 5-star read. Now, when I was doing this list, my last 5-star read was Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Satanto. My UK copy didn't have a blurb by someone on my shelf, but the US copy does. The person who blurbed it was Laurie Elizabeth Flynn, and I have here a arc from 2021 of The Girls Are Also Nice Here by Laurie Elizabeth Flynn. So I think that worked out perfectly. This has given me like, YA thriller, prestigious college, desperate to fit in until she meets the charismatic Sully, whom she forms an obsessive, destructive friendship. Intoxicated by Sully's charm and determined to impress her, Amber finds herself drawn deep into her new best friend's dangerous manipulations. Finally picking this up. Finally. I've had this since 2021. And then, like I said earlier. I do still have to read The Reckoning. I haven't even read Ruthless Fae yet. But this is the third book in the Zodiac Academy series that we're buddy reading with Meredith's Discord. So she's chonky. I'm probably going to listen to it. Another buddy read that I might get into. I'm not quite sure yet because I've requested a copy from the library. And that is the Where Sleeping Girls Lie. Because that's part of Jan's Discord bloody reads. So don't know if I'm going to get to it. But I'm excited. Had all these plans in March, but I've only read 6 books so far in March, and today is the 25th. So March kind of sucked, but that's okay. You don't have to read 20 books each month is what I have to keep saying to myself. Life just is a bit crazy at the moment. So that's why I'm really trying to read some of my books instead of buying books. I mean, like, Libby is free, so I can use Libby too, but still, like, it's probably a good idea to read my own books too, hey? So I can get those shelves down. But anyway, I've been trying to stack these up, and it's looking very heavy. This is what I'll be reading in the month of March, in the month of April. Well, 13. So wish me luck. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below, are you participating in the Magical Readathon, or are you doing any of the same read-along / buddy reads with me? I'd love to know. Let me know what book you're most excited to read in April. Comment that down below with the fire emoji. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Bye.